It is so nice to hear the truth about Gaza. History is unfolding before our eyes, and most people don't even realize it. When President Trump sat down with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, what looked like just another diplomatic meeting was actually a thunderous declaration of truth to the entire world. Listen here. President Trump didn't mince words. He openly said what Israeli leaders have feared to say aloud for decades. Quote, if you move the Palestinian Arabs out, you'll have a freedom zone, end quote. That's not just a passing comment. It's the raw, unfiltered truth that the global establishment has worked overtime to silence. President Trump dared to say what every freedom-loving Jew and every honest observer knows deep down. The obstacle to peace is not Israel's resilience, but the presence of a hostile Islamo-Nazi enemy in our midst, in the name of a cause called Palestine, committed to our total destruction and annihilation. But then President Trump went even further. In a moment that cut straight to the heart of every Israeli who lived through the disaster of the 2005 expulsion disengagement from Gaza with 21 Jewish communities destroyed, Trump asked the question our own leaders are too afraid to utter, and I quote, I don't understand why Israel ever gave up Gaza. Israel owned it. They gave it up for peace. And how did it end up? Not good. End quote. No, Mr. President. No, Mr. President. It didn't end up good. Not good at all. What started as a promise of peace turned into a nightmare of rockets, terror tunnels, terror, and endless war. Giving away our land in Gaza was not a gift in the pursuit of peace. It was a self-inflicted wound, suicidal even, by Israeli leadership, captured by the false hopes of appeasement, back then led by Prime Minister Rabin and Shimon Peres. And President Trump today, with his signature bluntness, exposed the lie. He said out loud what we all know. Giving away our land does not bring peace. It brings terror. For too long, the deep state, global elites, and Israel's own leftist establishment have tried to gaslight us into believing that we are the problem, that the proud Jews living in our ancestral homeland, from Judea and Samaria to Gaza and even in Jerusalem, we are the obstacle to peace. They've pushed the two-state solution, land withdrawals, and suicidal concessions, all while our enemies, Hamas, Palestinian Authority, stockpile weapons and have their mothers teach their children to hate us and want to be martyrs. But here's the beauty of this moment. The lies are collapsing under their own weight. This recent Trump-Netanyahu meeting in the White House is another sign of the turning tide. Trump, unshackled by political correctness, voiced what every sane person sees. Netanyahu never had a U.S. president this understanding of our reality to work with before. This is a total game changer. Netanyahu no longer has to suck up and dance around delusional policies and demands from the White House while trying his best to protect Israel. Seasoned by war and leadership and dealing with backstabbing U.S. administrations until today, Netanyahu knows today exactly what this means. Together, Trump and Netanyahu made it clear. Israel stands at the forefront of a global battle between civilization and barbarism, between freedom and tyranny. There are still plenty of differences between President Trump and between Netanyahu and Trump. And there's two different sets of national interests that have to be taken into consideration. But make no mistake, they both know that the big picture of their policies is not just about Israel. It's about the future of the freedom-loving world. The same forces attacking Israel, Sunni and Shia jihadi Islam, UN bureaucrats, and the progressive, really regressive elites, the whole Red-Green Alliance, are the same forces undermining freedom worldwide and in America. It's that same Red-Green Alliance out to destroy the whole freedom-loving world. Trump knows it. Netanyahu, we're living it in Israel, and together they're signaling that Israel will no longer play defense. We will stand tall, proud, and unafraid in our ancestral homeland as sovereign. And now we must take the next historic step. Israel must restore its full sovereignty over Gaza, not as conquerors, but as the indigenous people returning and resettling our homeland. After implementing Trump's immigration plan for Gaza, we must rebuild our Jewish communities in Gaza. just as our ancestors lived there for centuries. It was in Gaza, back in the 17th century, that Rabbi Yehuda Halevi Nejara, the chief rabbi of Gaza City, composed the beautiful Shabbat song, Curry Bone, that Jews sing all over the world. Imagine the day, not far from now, when once again, Jewish families will gather in their homes in Gaza and joyfully sing Curry Bone in the very place it was written. This is not nostalgia. This is our future. Jewish presence is not the obstacle to peace. Jewish presence in our ancestral homeland is the solution. Our return to Gaza, like our future return to, yes, the areas in southern Lebanon, in southern Syria, all northern Israel, all parts of our historical homeland from the tribes, is the true path to lasting peace and security in the Middle East. That is the only way we can protect the other endangered minorities in those areas from the Sunni Shia jihadis, as well as have our enemies internalize the only message that they care about, that taking on the Jews means them losing land. That's all they care about. Not their mother's lives, not their children's lives, not their grandmother's lives. They only care about land and us regaining our land. They don't want that happen. They don't want that to happen. Only when the Jewish people live proudly and securely in every corner of our land will our enemies finally understand Israel is here to stay. And when that day comes, no more appeasing. Not only will Israel be safer, but the entire free world will stand stronger. Am Yisrael Chai. Strengthen your belief in the one above. Help me share these messages. It's when we empower ourselves with the truth, and understanding what really needs to happen. One day it's going to happen. It might not happen today, tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years, but if we understand what's necessary and why, one day we will make it happen. Signing off for another episode of the Pulse of Israel in our eternal and ancestral homeland, the land of Israel, in our beautiful, biblical, eternal, and indivisible capital, Jerusalem, since King David's time. If you are not yet a subscriber for our daily belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect truth of our daily Pulse of Israel videos, what are you waiting for? Go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe. And yes, we are a donor-based operation. We need your support to do our work, as we're heavily censored across social media platforms. Every donation, whether large or small, helps us do our work, and we want our videos to be seen to inspire even more people. So every once in a while, just go to pulseofisrael.com and click on the donate button. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.